Happy Monday, everybody. It's Memorial Day. I know you're off, so there's no reason for you not to be watching us today. Happy holiday to you. We have a good guest coming up, and we have one sitting beside me. Hey, Tommy.
Well, hello there, beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I mean, all is well in the kingdom. Cannot complain at all. Excited about everything that's going on. Very good vibe. Everything happened here. Had a good weekend.
We
you know?
did.
It didn't rain like talk about it. It rained a little bit, but not really. You know, it didn't rain at the ideal times. You know, most times
during the actual events. No, it didn't. So that was good.
Yeah, man.
It waited till late at night to rain. Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, man.
Rain is good sleeping weather anyway, so it works out.
See.
Here you go.
I ain't said nothing.
I love the Star City shirt this morning.
Always repping Star City. You know how we do.
Yeah, but this one is different. It's a polo.
So that's we had those coming out this year, man. We got the polos, and just keep on pushing the needle forward, man. We feel like that, you know, the more black-owned businesses that we can, you know, can manufacture, you know, especially if now I know how much I spend on polo gear,
okay,
and stuff like that. I know how much I spend on clothes, so we got our people buying our own stuff. I think they tried it before. I think they said something like for us, by us. But maybe if we got a little bit more information there, maybe we can start keeping that money in our community. So, and they hot too. They pretty dope. See how the different color scheme?
I love the colors. And tell me about the colors in the star. What's it represent?
Right, see that one right there? I didn't do all that. That part I didn't do. You know, but I should have known.
But you can have them custom made.
Custom made from different colors. If you have different colorways that you want, you know, then you can have it that way. You can put them like that. Plus, there's a line of them that will be available out here Saturday for T-Boy.
Oh, wow. Take back our yard.
Take back our yard Saturday, man. It's going down right here in the city, man. We're excited about it. So the creators of the polos, big shouts out to Pretty Please on Broad. They'll be down here posted up, as well as the university who handles our tees and everything else like that. That'll be posted with the Star City, as well as the other brands and stuff that they carry from their business. So.
Awesome. We got quite a few vendors coming out already.
Yeah, man.
And I'm excited about the cookout.
Yeah, man.
Talk to me.
Soul food, you know you love it. Y'all remember that? Nicky dog. Y'all remember that?
I definitely remember that.
You remember Robert Townsend? Big shouts out to Robert Townsend. But now, man, we got, you know, that's one thing I can say about our culture.
Okay.
About our culture, you know, food and eating, you know, breaking bread. That has always been one thing that I think has held a pride in our community, and it's also been something that has been a revenue generator for us.
Absolutely.
You know, the soul food restaurants and stuff that carries on chains. Who don't get Glory Greens? You know, you know, those type of things. You know, it really gives us motivation.
And it brings people together. Food brings people together.
Especially
people love food. So
boys like
definitely, I love
go down,
it.
Man. Big shouts, Heavenly Foods, man, which gets it down already on Patterson. Which I tell you what, I was driving around the city, man, the other day, and they are the first part of Patterson. They didn't get that right. So you know, I know they're gonna do that for the next part, and that's what I'm liking about the city right now. The streets are getting paid. I know people are complaining about them, but
they're getting better.
Roanoke looks good, man, and this is what we believe can help to it if we get down here. When we get down here, not an if. It's not even if no more. It's going down.
We're here.
When we get down here, man, and get these businesses that are ready to put themselves in a place to win. You know, a lot of times we come in, we say, man, I just got to do it and I want to do it. And we have a passion, but we don't use our intelligence or the resources that are available to push along. And so we'll start believing that there's no options out there. But I'm here to tell you there's been plenty of options out here. This building alone that we've been in here has been here since 1969.
Wow.
So there's definitely one of the most...
50 years.
Yeah, man, one of the long-standing incubators in this city, let alone concentrating and focusing on minority business. So when people ask us what we doing, what's our plan, it's just carrying that thing along, man. So that's what we'll be doing. And you get to have fun while doing it. You know, you get to have fun. Probably one of the best concert series that I know we've seen in a while. So, you know, I ain't gonna take up all the time to talk about that, but we definitely want to take time to say about it, because it's real right now. People, you know, when you look out there, people automatically are expecting us not to raise this $1 million. We're gonna raise this $1 million this summer. Now, I would really love for each and every one of you to help us in that effort, because guess what? We have helped in everyone's effort around here. This is not something we ask y'all to do before we do. We have put, before we've ever asked any money for these past 2 years, we've definitely, I always hear her talk about, we're gonna write a check for y'all. You know, so like, what? You know,
Without even asking you, without even
Praise
talking
the
to
Lord.
you. Because if
Hallelujah.
I see somebody that I want to donate to, then I definitely do that.
And
Or
it makes
support.
sense. And it makes sense. And it makes sense. So we're excited about it. It's definitely about that this time. It is about being able to say that 10,000 people giving $100 will get it done. And something that hasn't been corrected for years can be done like that.
Right here.
Yeah, man.
And it's time. Take back our yard. It's
Take
time.
back our yard.
That's it.
Quick shout I got to, I sent it over the weekend for all of my shipmates, all those I was in the Navy with, man. I really do think of some people on Memorial Day because sometimes it get misconstrued what Memorial Day is about. And I'm not one to get in that. You know, Veterans Day is more for your honoring of your alive soldiers.
Okay.
Memorial Day is more so in
For your
remembrance of
deceased.
those who have passed on. Those mainly who were lost in battle or some who may have, you know, got injuries and stuff like that carried on to it. So I memorialized my father who,
Absolutely.
you know, who was in Vietnam War and when he came back home was never the same. But, you know, I was able to be birthed out of that, and he lives on through what we're doing. And of course, a lot of other shipmates and friends I lost, but one especially, and I definitely send a shout out to him, Timothy Saunders, man, from Danville. When I was in the Navy, that was one thing about the camaraderie. You got a big Navy and you bump into people that happen to be from your hometown. And I remember seeing him right before they were leaving on their deployment. And he was feeling like I was feeling. It's like, man, I done had enough. I'm about to get out. This is my last deployment. And lo and behold, while we were out on watch, we heard that the USS Cole had been attacked.
Oh, wow.
And that 17 sailors were killed. And he was one of them. And so at this time, man, and all those who, you know, were involved with that, man, we definitely want to say you're not forgotten, man, and we appreciate the sacrifice, man. And you know, for all those, you know, I know Complex up in here, he got brethren that he lost in the Air Force, and all the other branches of service. Today we memorialize y'all. We really do.
Absolutely. God bless. On that note, everybody, we will be right back with my special guest today. You want to stay tuned and stay focused for Monica Brown with Assuring Solutions Financial Group. So any financial questions you all might have, or you might just want to listen to financial advice, stay focused.
Let's get this money, yo.
These people might look similar to you. Some are patients, and some are volunteers. A lot of people without insurance are unsure where to turn. At Bradley Free Clinic, physicians, dentists, and others volunteer to provide free services to people who need them. A healthy community depends on everyone. If you don't have insurance, we can help because we bring together great health providers and the people who need them.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tommy P, and we're here for the Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series featuring hip-hop recording artist Trip Azure. Also, of course, man, coming all the way in, doing that thing, bringing the soul for music, Neferteria Hash will be in the building. We also got mariachi band Tricolor doing that thing. And of course, none other than from Winston-Salem, the big homie DJ 360 will be bringing the ultimate day party. Get your tickets right now at Eventbrite. Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series, June 1st, July 6th, August 3rd. Be there.
Hey, it's your boy DJ Complex, Take Back Our Yard Foundation. I mention this to welcome opportunity through innovation and enterprise in an area that taught us how to overcome adversity with resilience and integrity. Having a dream that bridges all walks of life to gain a better understanding of the Black American experience while embracing inclusion that adds to the prosperity of Roanoke as a whole. Make sure y'all come out each first Saturday for the Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series, June 1st, July 6th, and August 3rd.
Apple Ridge Farm, our passion is to reach out to the underserved youth in our communities, transforming their lives through educational, cultural, and outdoor experiences. We build self-esteem through academic support and success, and with self-esteem comes the belief that our children can reach their dreams. At Apple Ridge Farm, our job is to see the amazing seeds of potential in our youth until they can see that in themselves. Children are our future, and Apple Ridge Farm is committed to continue helping kids grow. For more information, visit appleridge.org today.
All right, we're back, and we have our guest with us today. I'm so excited, and I want to introduce everybody to Monica Brown from she's from here, but she lives in ATL. Right. So she's here with me from Atlanta, and I am honored to have you.
Yeah, and I am absolutely excited to be here.
Thank
you.
you
For having me.
Anytime.
I so appreciate it.
And anytime you're in Roanoke, you're going to come back on and talk to us some more.
Right. That's right.
I love it.
Yes, anytime.
So, let everybody know the name of your financial group.
Absolutely. So, my company is Assuring Solutions Financial Group.
Love it.
So, the group, my financial group is literacy coaching.
Okay.
Beginning conversations about money, specifically in our community.
Love it. Because a lot of people, not just our community, but people in general are scared to talk about it.
That's right. People in general.
Right.
People in general, when they think about money, they think about possessions. If I have things, I have money. And that doesn't necessarily mean that.
Right.
And then oftentimes people think, if I don't have things, I don't have money.
And that doesn't mean that either.
That doesn't mean that either. And then they just don't want to talk about it. So money is just one of those things that's private. And so sometimes, if you don't talk about it, you can actually lack money. But when you begin talking about it, you can have money.
Absolutely.
So I would say this, you change your literacy, you change your life.
So let's talk about the literacy.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what does it take for people, okay, let's say you have a $7, whatever minimum wage is, hour
Absolutely.
job.
Absolutely.
Okay. How can those people and people who make minimum wage build their income, build wealth?
Right, absolutely.
Okay.
That's a great question. Primarily what we have to do is we have to look at cash flow scenarios, right?
Okay.
So if you are making if you're minimum wage, you got to look at what's coming in. What is my cash? What's coming in? So as it relates to my expenses, what's my cash? What's my expenses? And oftentimes we try to use the cash that we have to meet the expenses that we have. And sometimes we just have to look at the cash flow.
Okay.
And if we don't have enough cash flow, we have to create the cash flow.
Okay.
And what I would say for anyone who's in a minimum wage job, look at the entrepreneur opportunities that are out here now. There are so many opportunities as it relates to starting your own business, creating more income for yourself.
Exactly.
And not necessarily leaving your primary job. You know, you can stay at your job, stabilize your income, making sure that you have something coming in, but at the same time, start something else to build income.
Exactly.
Because when it comes down to it, it's what you're bringing in versus what you have to pay.
And it's great to have Plan B.
You have to have a plan B.
Right.
Yeah, and I can tell you a lot about having a plan B. Yes, so plan B.
Some people have C's, D's, E's, the whole works.
Yeah, that's where I am now. It's all about streams. When you think about a stream, I love going walking. So I love going walking. If I find a creek or some running water, and you even have those mechanical items that sounds like running water.
Right.
I compare them to income streams. What does that sound like? Streams of income, streams of water, sounds great to me. So I am at that stage, getting multiple streams of income.
Wow.
Yeah, so I would recommend that as well. So looking at your cash flow, what do you have coming in, and then diagnosing that. There's nothing wrong with having a minimum wage job, but we are in the land of opportunity as it relates to entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So look for some of those opportunities.
So some people may not know what kind of entrepreneurship to go into.
Right.
What kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, I would say find something that you enjoy doing. And when you find something that you enjoy doing, monetize it. And I've heard that many times. And so what have I done? I've been in the financial services industry for 28 years now.
Wow.
26 years of those were within corporate America. And I enjoyed doing what I was doing because we have cycles of life. There are phases of life, and some of those phases require that you have money to acquire things. You know, we acquire cars and transportation to get to work. Those are things that we have to have, right? But as it relates to acquisition, at some point you move over into that I've acquired, and now I got to just look for other opportunities to expand what I have. And that's where you look for opportunity to expand your income. What do you enjoy doing?
Right.
I enjoy talking about money. I found a way to monetize it.
Love it.
Right?
I love it.
Now, I don't monetize it in a way where I charge people for financial advice. So there are financial consultants out here that actually charge for advice. But my specialty is making sure that I provide the literacy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the literacy.
Yeah, literacy.
Okay.
And let's do that.
Okay.
So we're going to use an example.
Okay.
Just an example.
Love
and I
it.
like this example. Okay.
I love it.
Okay. So we're going to take a cup of coffee.
This is something everybody goes to buy.
That's right.
Whether you're making $7.25 or $1 million, people stop in and get coffee all the time.
That's right. So either this is a cup of coffee, either it's going to be Dunkin' Donuts or whatever your favorite
Dunkin'
is.
Donuts.
Your Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, so I'm a Starbucks person. You know, I was talking to my cousin this morning. She's a Dunkin' Donuts person, but I am a Starbucks person.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that I know the cup of coffee. This particular cup of coffee costs $2.42. At least in Atlanta does. It was $2.49 in
Roanoke.
I guess the taxes are different here. But see, I pay attention to stuff like that. I'm a money nerd, right?
Okay.
So this cup of coffee is $2.42. So this is a basic item. So when we're talking about money, a lot of times people say, well, I just don't have money. So what are we talking about money for? We want to look for ways to build cash flow.
Right.
We want ways to have an emergency fund. Right?
Retirement.
That's right. We want to manage our debt, bring our debts down, and also we want to make sure that we protect ourselves. And when I say protect ourselves, what do I mean? Cell phone. May I use your cell phone?
Of course.
All right, so here we go. We got two things here. We have a cup of coffee
And a cell phone.
and a cell phone. Here's one thing that I know. People buy coffee
And people buy
people
stuff.
have cell phones. And just for less than a cup of coffee, and certainly less than a cell phone bill, you're able to save money, which is cash flow. You're able to build yourself an emergency fund, and you're also able to protect your life. I would dare say that cell phones have insurance, but a lot of us don't have life insurance on our lives.
Wow.
But we have insurance on our cell phones, right? There's nothing, we're not gonna be down about it in terms of condemnation, but it's literacy, it's realization.
Exactly.
We have to realize and kind of think about and shift the paradigm in terms of what we're actually doing with our money, okay? So that's just an example.
Okay.
Cell phones are insured, but are our lives insured, right? Okay, now go back to the cup of coffee. So a cup of coffee is $2.42. Let's multiply that by 30 days. So why do I say 30 days? Because it becomes
Every
habitual.
day.
It becomes
a
habitual,
habit.
right? People just run through the drive-through at Starbucks. And the $2.42, that's a cheap cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I've heard people order coffee and I can't even repeat what they order. And then sometimes you add the latte add the stir the cream and this and that, and then it becomes a $6 cup of coffee, right? Would that be fair?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
But we're going to stick with the $2.42 cup of coffee.
The
Okay?
minimum.
As a minimum,
Uh-huh.
right? So let's take the $2.42 and let's multiply that by 30 days. Getting in the drive-through, going to work, and this is just something I do because when I get to work, I have to have my coffee, right?
Absolutely.
It helps me start my day. Let's do that 30 days. That's $72 as an estimate. Okay. Wow. Let's take that $72. So let's just say we're not going to do the coffee anymore.
Okay.
Or just cut it back a few days.
All right.
So 30 days of coffee is $72 a month. Multiply that by 12 months. What are we looking at now?
So you're
Okay.
looking at a little over 800, close
There
to
we
900
go, right? Because
a
now
year.
we're just using our phone as a calculator to do the math. So let's
Absolutely.
think about this. Can I save an emergency fund? Absolutely. Just with a cup
Put it
of
away.
coffee, you could put it away. That becomes your emergency fund. So now we have $800.
And you
Just gonna
know,
use it-
just to bring somebody up, not to
Yes,
cut you off, but
yes.
Susie Orman says that all the time too.
What's that?
About you shouldn't purchase that cup of coffee every day.
Every day. Okay. Well, there we go.
'Cause
We have
that's
something in
money.
common. That's
Exactly.
money.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we're looking for cash flow, right? So not only are we looking for cash flow, but how do I save money? All right. So we're at $800. Let's just round it off.
Right.
Now let's take that same $800 and let's multiply it over 36 months. 3 years. $800 saved. Now let's go back. This is a cup of coffee for 30 days. You think $800?
It's 2,400 for 30
There you
years.
go. So now we just now create an emergency fund for
Exactly.
ourselves. Okay.
Exactly.
Now we go back to the cup of coffee and we talk about protecting our lives as we looked at the cell phone,
Cell
right?
phone.
You can actually insure yourself in terms of life insurance
For the same?
less
Less?
than $1 per day.
No.
In most cases, absolutely. So this was 30 days worth of coffee. Life insurance does not cost $72 a month for one person. That I can tell you. Now there are different scenarios and things, but now why am I talking about life insurance? It's very passionate. It's something I'm very passionate about.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. It's because I've just seen so many families go through, suffer or loss due to not having life insurance.
Exactly.
Because when we talk about minimum wage and then we talk about the expense of burying a loved one, not only do you have the loss of the loved one, but now you got to figure out how do I give them a proper burial.
Right.
So for less than a cup of coffee, that can actually happen.
Wow.
So that's the literacy piece. Taking that
Wow.
information to people, changing your literacy will change your life.
Yes. Wow. And then how do we decipher, because a lot of us can't, the needs from the wants?
Right.
Right? Because a lot of people think what we want is what we need. And that's not always the case.
Right, right. Yeah, I say this. A want is something that is pleasure. It's pleasure. It's usually pleasure associated, a want.
Now, would you consider a cell phone a want or a need?
Well, let's just be real. Right?
Okay.
In the day and time that we live in,
It's a
cell
a
phone
need.
is a need.
It's a need.
Cell phone is a need. You know, 2 children growing up in the house, right? Out, away from your family, need a cell phone.
A cell phone is a need, but an iPhone is a want.
Want. There we go. A cell phone is a need, but an iPhone is a want. There you go.
Gotcha.
And then when you look at a cell phone as it relates to emergency fund, what is your cell phone bill and what is your emergency fund?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
can we change that? We need a cell phone, but can we minimize the type
Minimize
of cell
our
phone that
bill.
we have and build an emergency fund? So what happens when you have an emergency fund? When you have an emergency fund, you reduce your debt.
Oh,
Why?
okay. No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Right?
Okay.
Emergencies. They happen, right?
All the time.
Right.
All the time.
I had an emergency this week. Driving along in Atlanta, hot, right? It's like one of those 95-degree days. And was going to the bank and just doing my day. And my radiator hose busted in my car. I did not expect that, right? That is an emergency.
Yeah.
Why do people use credit cards?
To pay for things like that.
That's right. Wants, needs, and emergencies. So where should we be on the spectrum of debt, right? If we have an emergency fund it takes away
From the debt.
from the debt. Most credit cards, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, right? If you could get a $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 emergency fund, it would reduce the need for using a credit card,
Okay.
right? Now let's talk about compound interest. Credit card interest rate.
Keep going up.
That's right. So I'm gonna say what? 12 is a low interest rate.
12 is a
17
low.
17 would be high, right?
17 would be high. And then if your credit isn't up to par, it goes even higher than that.
That's right. So the metrics or the paradigm shift is building the emergency fund and allowing it to compound interest until your emergency happens, as opposed to paying against credit card debt,
Okay.
which prevents you from acquiring wealth.
Wow. On that note, everybody,
Yes.
we will be right back.
These people might look similar to you. Some are patients, and some are volunteers. A lot of people without insurance are unsure where to turn. At Bradley Free Clinic, physicians, dentists, and others volunteer to provide free services to people who need them. A healthy community depends on everyone. If you don't have insurance, we can help because we bring together great health providers and the people who need them.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tommy P, and we're here for the Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series featuring hip-hop recording artist Trip Azure. Also, of course, man, coming all the way in, doing that thing, bringing the soul for music, Neferteria Hash will be in the building. We also got mariachi band Tricolor doing that thing. And of course, none other than from Winston-Salem, the big homie DJ 360 will be bringing the ultimate day party. Get your tickets right now at Eventbrite. Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series, June 1st, July 6th, August 3rd. Be there.
All right, we're back. Great advice, great financial advice from Monica. So let's continue.
Yes.
Okay. So Monica, as you know, a lot of people are in debt right now.
That's right. That's right.
A lot of people unfortunately don't have plan Bs.
You're right.
So how can we help this debt it's booming. So how can we help bring it down and help people that are in debt? What's some great advice you can give them?
Okay. I'm going to do this in two ways. The first thing, if we have millennials that are out here, that's my first message to the millennials,
To the millennials, okay.
Okay? Don't go into debt.
Exactly.
All right? Establish emergency fund. Stay away from the debt paradigm. Stay away from credit cards because it'll take your rest of your life to pay them off.
Exactly.
That's first of all. Millennials have a chance because if we can get the literacy to them, then we can change the next generation. So millennials, let's not do it. Of course, I can help you with that. How do we create emergency fund? Fast, okay? I can help you with that. Cup of coffee. I know I can help you with that, all right? The second thing is, if you're already in debt, all right, we talked about it a little bit.
Okay.
Let's already talk, we talked about emergency versus need versus want. Got to diagnose it. Is it an emergency? Is it a need? Is it a want? If it's an emergency, then we've got to get an emergency fund first before we can really stop going into debt, because we don't have anything to take care of those emergencies. Emergencies happen.
Exactly.
So how do you stop debt? You got to pay on it monthly, but you got to find a way to create that emergency fund.
Right.
Once that emergency fund is up there to exceed the balance on your credit card. So if your credit limit is about $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, so that should be your emergency fund.
Exactly.
All right. If your credit card debt is $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, we're going to move that down. That emergency fund is only going to be about $2,000 to $3,000. Why? Because it's going to help us with our spending patterns.
Exactly.
Determining the need versus the want. Once we get the emergency fund set up, that's when we start moving towards the debt, and we do a debt pay down system,
Love it.
starting with the balances with the highest interest rate. Why highest interest rate? Because it's costing you more.
Definitely costing
that
you more
credit
money.
card is costing you more, and if you take that interest rate and you're only paying the monthly minimum, then the interest rate is calculating itself.
Okay.
Credit card is doing two things. It's making money off of the interest, and it's making money off of the balance.
Wow.
So it becomes income two ways for the credit card company. So the best thing to do, establish that emergency fund for yourself first. Go ahead and keep paying it. Stop spending.
Stop
spending. And then work on getting the debt paid down. And that's what I do, and I can help with that.
I love it.
And not only that, establish the accountability. It's great to be able to partner with people, and that's why it's so important to start the conversation. Because if you can talk about money just like we talk about those nice shoes you have on, or that nice outfit you have on, great job. Great job at not spending anymore. Great job at having an extra $1,000 in your
And
spending
give yourself
account.
a pat on
Give
the
yourself a
back
pat on the
every time
back
you do.
every time you do it. And then let's just begin these conversations about money. And I believe if we begin these conversations about money, it'll become more common for us to congratulate each other on those little milestones, and we'll learn more, and we'll be able to change our lives.
Love it. And that's important, congratulating yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? And
Giving your-
congratulate someone else that has done it.
That's right. Give
And
yourself
one other
credit.
suggestion I would give,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Is to any change that you get back from $1, save it. Throw
That's
it in
right.
that box, save it. Count it up at the end of the month.
That's
Put it
right.
towards a bill.
That's right.
Right?
Yep, save
or
your
an
change.
emergency fund.
Or emergency fund. That's right. And then also, let's not forget our next generation, right? We have to change. We have to change for the next generation, right?
we do.
Because if the next generation is in the same debt paradigm or patterns that we have, it's just the cycle just continues.
Goes
So
like that.
that's again why I go back to the literacy piece. It's so important to establish that literacy, because again, if you can just stay out of the debt and understand emergencies are going to happen, and then you hit the nail on the head. Need versus want.
Need versus want.
Need versus want.
I need a cell phone, but I don't need an iPhone.
iPhone.
I have one.
Right, and
Right.
be confident in yourself. You know, outwardly possessions does not say who you are.
Right.
And that's something we have to think about too, right? Just because you see money,
Keeping up with the Jones
yeah, and just because you see money doesn't mean you have money.
Exactly.
It means you need more money
You
to
need-
pay for what you have.
Boom.
That's
That's
right,
it.
right? And the money is not connected to self-esteem or who you are, the talents and the things that you possess and what you give back to the community, you know, and what you do for people. That's who you are.
That defines you.
That defines you, not what you drive, what you wear, or what you live in.
Right.
So we can change that.
I love
We can
it.
change lives.
Thank you for being here,
No, thank
Monica.
you for having me.
I'm going to have Monica with us once a month, everybody.
Yes.
So you guys get your questions together.
Yes.
Every month it'll be a different subject.
Yes, definitely.
But I love it. I love it. I love it. This is what we need, and this is how we grow.
Yes, absolutely. And so, of course, those who, if in the Atlanta area, Atlanta environment, and in that particular area, the message is still the same. The messaging is still the same. And then here in the Roanoke Valley, I'm from Roanoke, and it's just something about Roanoke. I think it calls
about
you.
Roanoke.
It calls you. It calls you. So it's calling me back to the local community. So I'm committed to literacy here in this community as well as my hometown community, and taking this message as far as we can get it to come together and just begin conversations about money.
Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank
Any-
you again.
Of course. Any shout outs you want to give?
No, just shout out to, my hometown, Roanoke. You know,
Okay.
I'm a hometown girl, you know. I came up through Forest Park Elementary, and you know, my grandfather was the original entrepreneur, C.W. Brown. He is who I saw being an entrepreneur first. He was the Amway guy. He was the Amway man, riding around. So you think about it and you look back on it. So my grandfather, you know, showed me entrepreneurship. But yeah, to all the people in Assurance Solutions Financial Group, those who are partnering with me to take this message out, thank you, thank you, and thank you.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
I did not give a birthday shout out today, so if your birthday is today, happy birthday to you. Definitely shout out to Lauren Hill, the fabulous Lauren Hill. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jaheen. Happy birthday to Jaheen. So again, those are the celebrity birthdays, but if your birthday is today as well, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you all for tuning in today. Until tomorrow, everybody, God bless.